So moving on, Ice Cube has been very quiet since the election, and now he's speaking out on social media. He returned to social media after taking a break. The rapper recently posted a video attempting to clean up the confusion about his political views. Let's take a look.
10 days or 2 weeks before the election, I pushed back, all the way until pretty much now, because I just felt there was a lot of noise, a lot of poison, a lot of people with their own agendas, personal agendas, or party agendas. And, they really wanted to attack me for what I was doing.
As you know, we spoke with Ice Cube on Cocktails back in October, and some people loved it, some people hated it. Queens, do you think Ice Cube has changed his tune since President-elect Joe Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris won the election? What do y'all think?
I don't think he changed his tune. I just think he did what he said he did. He just pulled back a little bit, because sometimes when people don't know what you're doing and identify with what you're doing, and you may need a little bit more help with what you're doing, then you have to step back sometime, because the noise can become so loud that you can't think and you can lose your alignment. So I think that he was like, you know what I'm doing right now doesn't help the election that's going on right now, because his thing is going to have to be put in front of, people, so they can say if they're going to vote for it or not. So I think he just took a little break and said, hold on, you all go ahead and vote for who y'all going to vote for, and I'm going to deal with what I got to deal with once I get the folks on board that I need.
To what he was saying, what it also sounded like too was, the different rappers that were coming out, just everybody just start coming out and claiming this party and that party, and then all these people that was getting on stage with Trump and wearing hats and with the Lil Wayne and all that. If I was an Ice Cube, I would step back too, because it would show that what I'm trying to bring forth is serious. And so I don't want what I have to look like theirs. You know what I'm saying? So that is I think that it was good that he stepped back. And I think now that we know who our president is, and in the new year, once they're inaugurated, I think it would be great if he stepped back up and presented his agenda again, in conjunction with some key people, you know what I'm saying, that have already been fighting a good fight. And I think that, I don't think that what he was trying to present was bad. I just think there was a lot of noise around it that kind of not watered it down, but just kind of made it look, it didn't make
like it an opportunist.
Well, if you want to say opportunist, but I really do think that he was for us. You know what I'm saying? I really do think that Ice Cube was trying to get an agenda across, but I just think that the way that he presented it I think he needed more help as far as how he presented it. But I think his heart was in the right place, and I think that his mindset is in the right place. And I hope that he does go back to, the administration that is coming and presents some of those things on his agenda, because some of them were actually very good for the Black community.
Mm-hmm. We got to take a break. I know Vivica, I want to speak on this too. Let's pick back up right after the break on this, because I think I want to hear from Vivica, and I have something to say as well. Let's talk about this. It's really important. I think we don't want to do Ice Cube and his message and actually what actually did happen a disservice. Let's talk about it when we come back on Cocktails with Queens. With Queens, before we went to break, we were talking about the whole Ice Cube situation, his statements that he came out with since the election. And Vivica, I wanted to get your thoughts on, do you think Ice Cube has changed his tune since the election, now that Trump didn't win? What do you think?
Well, this one's a really tough one for me, to be very honest with you, because I have a tremendous amount of respect for Ice Cube, and I do not want to seem disrespectful whatsoever. But it was surprising to see the way that he went over there, and it was like, well, they didn't do things the way I wanted them to do it. And then it's like, now I step back. So it just makes it tough that it's like, listen, if you believe in something, man up, stick to it. Don't do it when it's convenient and you don't want someone to counter you or say, why are you really doing this? Or this, why does it not make sense? Because I believe that if you believe in a cause or something like that, you believe in it, you stick to it. You don't then, when times get tough or things don't go your way, then disappear.
I think It's a great point. I agree with you, and I don't want to come off disrespectful to Ice Cube either, because he was kind enough to come on the show. Thank
Yes,
you
he
for
was.
getting him on the show. We do appreciate that, and I don't want anyone to think that they're ever getting set up on this show. I think we've all looked up to Ice Cube for different reasons. He's definitely, someone that he's a legend in our community,
Yes, he
actually mainstream wise as well. It's not just in our community. So we all want the best, right? And I think we all trusted his judgment. I feel like his intentions were correct, but I still think your intentions can be correct and you can still get played by the Trump administration. I feel like that's what they did. They took advantage of people that were willing to meet with them with their good intentions and spun it and use it for their own selfish ways. That's what they did to all the Black men that were willing to come forward publicly. They're like, oh, we got another one. Because I posted some stuff about how they were going after rappers to try to use them. And then guess what? Trump is still in the White House. He's still the president. There's no reason he has not been able to continue with a contract with Black America if he really wanted to do that. He never did. He thought that was going to help him get the White House. If you really cared about that as much as you claimed, where's all the Black talk since you lost the election? You're not doing anything, but you've golfed 4 or 5 times. And that's what makes me feel bad for Ice Cube, because I feel like he probably regrets it now. Like, hell yeah, he probably regrets it. But I still think he is for us. I really do.
That's a very good point, Claudia, because that's a very good point. He still could be, Donald Trump could still honor what he claimed that he was going to do, that administration rather, because he didn't say nothing. But that coming in and saying they were going to do stuff, they could have still went through with doing things. They could still, especially since you're on your way out.
He's firing all kinds of people right now and firing all kinds of people all on the way out. And listen, this is something we could talk about. Maybe we should invite Ice Cube back to the show. I'd like to apologize to him for how it went last time. I think we were all just emotional and it was never meant for any disrespect. But I still think that he has valid points and valid efforts that need to be respected. And you know what I mean? Like, he deserves that. So let's move on to the next story, because we can be talking about that this whole show. Okay, Black Panther star Letitia Wright is facing backlash because she tweeted a video from an outspoken YouTuber questioning the COVID-19 vaccination. In the video, a church leader says, "I don't understand vaccines medically, but I've always been a little skeptical of them." Letitia defended her tweet, saying, "My intention was not to hurt anyone. My only intention of posting the video was it raised my concerns about vaccines and what they contain." She removed the tweet and now the video is banned. Is she wrong for questioning the vaccines while the cases are surging? I don't think so.
Absolutely not. Are you kidding me? That's why in California we staying at home again, because the surge went up. So,
and when you question it, I'm questioning it, because I'm thinking, out of all the vaccines and all the other diseases out here that's taking years for them to come up with something, how in the heck did you come up with something within 4, 5, 6 months of something and we supposed to take it and trust it? It ain't been tested enough, or has it at all?
And even if it has been tested, the vaccinations that have been tested and tried and true over all these years are still hurting people. Mm-hmm. So why would we, want to just take something just because y'all say it looks very financially motivated? And I don't think it's fair to push anyone or coerce anyone to do anything that they don't want to do.
Y'all know those commercials that you all hear, and it tells you all about the side effects. You have nausea, headaches, vomiting, and you're like, "What? I just had a headache." You know what I'm saying?
Lisa Ray, I was looking at that the other day. The thing you're trying to fix be something so minor, like a headache, right? And it'd be like anal bleeding, infertility, death, comas. You'd be like, I just had a headache. Okay.
And it's a shame. It's like you're around people now. Somebody sneezes or coughs, and you're like, I know, it's got us all so paranoid.
Yeah.
I'll tell you though, my sister's a nurse, and she did tell me that they do have 2 separate coolers based on your insurance with vaccinations in them. So like, if you have really, really good insurance, there's a cooler for the vaccinations for you. If you're on public assistance, there's a different set of vaccinations for you. But they're supposed to be all the same vaccinations. So why are there 2 different coolers? She told me that. She saw that with her own eyes. She a nurse.
I'm going to wait for a whole bunch of white people to take it first, and then I'm going to try, because y'all already...
Good luck with that.
Huh? Y'all already tried it with the...
Because they already said the low income and the Black folks is going to have it first.
Well, see? I'm low income. I'm going to be low income for that one. How about... Okay.